Okay, we're over here at the workbench, and I'm going to varnish the two pieces now. And what I use to varnish them is Minwax polyurethane clear satin. Okay, and then if you're going to use this, and I suggest that you do, make sure you just buy a little can, because by the time you finish varnishing a few things, this can is going to start skimming over and turning the jelly, and then you can just go toss it because it's no good anymore. You don't want to buy a big can, you're just wasting your money. So let me open this thing up. Now if you look down inside here, when you first buy a Minwax, it's going to be pretty clear, but over time it turns to an amber color. Now a lot of people don't like that. I don't know why, but I like it because it makes your colors warm, and that's what I like. I like my colors warm, not cold. I go down to Walmart, and over in the paint section I buy me a whole bunch of these little brushes. They cost about $1 from China, naturally. I go through and I try to pull out any loose hairs that might be in there, and there's always loose hairs, so you got to keep your eye out for those. Get some in my brush, and well, I was a little quick. I don't know if you saw it, how much the color changed. There you can see it down there. See there under her chin? Watch how that gets dark real quick when I put this on. And that's the color it will be when it dries. That's another reason why I like to paint wet, because with your wood being wet, it's this color when you first put the paint on. If I sound kind of funny talking, it's because I got 2 whitening trays in my mouth. See, even at going on 78, I'm still vain. But I got them for free. My bins. There you go. See, there's a hair. You just have to watch for them. And I really lay that varnish on there because I want it to soak into that wood. Although there's paint, you know, the figure's been painted, it's still pretty porous. You can see the black color come out. And you can see on the face, see here, this is in grain here. See how it's soaked up? This is up and down grain right there. See how it lays on the surface? This is why you don't want to use spray. Spray is never going to give you an even color. So just, you know, just don't do it. Don't think you can get an even color if you use spray, because you can't. Because if you spray the part that didn't get the paint, you're going to get more paint or varnish on the part that did. That's just the way it is. I've gone over that forehead about 3 or 4 times, and then it'll probably look flat again here in just a little bit. So there, I got that one. I make these little sticks just out of a piece of dowel, and I drill a hole in the end, cut the head off of a sheet metal screw and stick it in there. Okay, now for this one here. Now watch the color change. Look at that. See how nice and blue it is now? And being as this, the grain is running up and down on this, it's not going to soak in so much like it did on the lady's head. And if you look at the lady's head now, look, see, it's already soaked in there. And it's slowly soaking in the other areas. And if you watch my videos, you're going to hear me say over and over again, don't use boiled linseed oil on your carvings. They might look pretty nice when you first do it. But long after you're gone, they're not going to look very nice at all. You can talk to a conservator, someone who takes care of pieces of art that are old. They want to bring them back to life. And ask them about linseed oil on wood. They'll probably cuss the person who did it. Because after linseed oil ages, it turns to jelly. And while it's turning to that jelly, it's just a dust magnet. So I don't use it. I don't even have it in, well, I'll take it. I have some in the shop. I use it for my rake handles and stuff like that. That's the only thing I use it for. I've never put it on a carving. I've had my carvings, some of my carvings I've had for over 50 years, and they look as nice as the day I put the varnish on them. You see down here on this end grain, where it really soaks it up. And that's good, because that's also strengthening the surface of the wood while it's going in there and hardening. Up here on top too, same thing's going on. It's soaking it up, which I like. Okay, so that's it, just about. One more step. Now I'm going to go clean my brush, and I'll be right back for the final step. Okay, I've gone out, I've cleaned my brush out in mineral spirits, whacked it a few times on the side of the can to get all the stuff out of it. And after I do that, I don't know if you know what this is. This is a brush spinner. You put your brush in there and you pump it. And what this does is it gets just about all the remaining fluid where you might think it's dry and you got it all, but believe me, you didn't. Watch. I'm just going to pump this a few times and you'll see all kinds of fluid come out on the edge of these boxes. Now that's pretty dry. So you can get about, I'd say at least 3 uses out of this brush before it gets kind of stiff. Sometimes you might get 5, up to 5, but you're not going to get more than that. After 5, toss the thing. It's no good. Plus, it only costs $1. Okay, so let's set that over there. This will cost you probably around 15 to 20 bucks. Sounds expensive, but believe me, I've been using this thing for about 20 years, and it's more than paid for itself. Okay, some time has passed since I went out and cleaned my brush. Come back here, talk to you. I got me some paper towels, and this only works with paper towels. I don't think you can do it with a piece of cloth or a Kleenex or anything. Just paper towels. Look at your piece, and where the paint was heavy, like here on her braids, or on the flat areas where the grain is flat, you'll see more varnish than down here. Well, this paper towel, just lightly brush it away. What's soaked in has soaked in by now, so if you used Kleenex, you'd have little pieces of paper all over it, but with the paper towel you don't have that. Okay, So that one's done. I'm going to let that set aside. Now this one here, look how shiny it is. That's because that grain is running straight up and down, and that varnish just doesn't soak in. Plus I put a couple coats of varnish on here. So that's why there's more varnish than on the end grain. And what areas you can't get, don't worry about that, because I've got a fix for that later. Just don't rub hard. You want to rub nice and easy, no pressure. And the shine will come back up as you wipe it, so just, like I say, just go over it lightly. You definitely don't want any runs where you've gotten the varnish on real heavy. You want to get those before it has a chance to dry. So that's good. But you can see how pretty the colors have become now when we varnished it. Okay. And it don't stink like it would if you put boiled linseed oil on there. Okay, so we're finished now. Come back tomorrow and we'll do the fine painting. Right there is a hair. So you got to look when you finish rubbing. Look over it real closely for hairs, because you can't get them later on once this stuff dries. You gotta look real closely. That's good. Okay, so there we go. She's varnished, and like I say, we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to do the beading. And why do I wait to do the beading? Because painting on a sealed surface for fine detail, your paint's not going to soak in. And I don't want to face any problem like that if I'm going to put some fine paint on there, So I just varnish it and I do that stuff later. Okay? So, until tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, I'll talk to you later.